And good morning to you all. Welcome to a brand new day, a brand new edition here for your favorite breakfast show. Of course, it is a breakfast. It's Wake Up Nigeria!
Welcome. A very warm morning to you. It is the month of, is it March yet?
Whoa, I just realized it's actually March.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah, and of course the sun rises over the horizon, casting a light on the world as we definitely hope to sparkle your day today.
There's so much unpacking to do, what you
So
just said,
much.
but we'll get to that in the midst of the show. You are welcome once again. Yes, thank you very much for joining us for another special Wednesday edition here. We have an hour and 45 minutes of great, splendid content for you guys, all prepared for a Wednesday?
Yes, a Wednesday.
edition.
Yes, of course, and that will definitely be memorable, definitely, as we have always been perfect, you know. The perfect art of serving you exactly what you need to start your day.
Absolutely. Somebody is very excited inside the kitchen.
Like, I'm wondering why.
It's very interesting. She's just going to do a jig and a dance. That's all MM's doing these days. But in any case, while you're doing that, we know, first off, that this is a, start of the month. And for me, it's a very interesting one because I hate March for one reason.
You hate March?
I don't really hate it. I just,
it's weird because you look like a March boy.
I am a March.
You
I was born in March, and that's the point.
That's why you hate it.
So March is a reminder.
Oh my dear.
So my daughter looked at me. We were driving yesterday, and she asked me something very youthful. And I said, oh, I never knew that. And she said, you never knew? Or you're just old?
Wow. Tell her both.
Jesus.
So you tell her you get there, honey. Just keep breathing.
Have your kids reminded you of how old you're getting?
They won't
As they
get
grow
that far.
older, that is the reminder.
Yeah?
As I grow older, that is the reminder that I'm getting old.
Oh.
And then I noticed that I'm beginning to have some fine lines. And girl, I gotta get rid of these fine lines.
Wow.
Gotta get rid of
So
them.
even if you get rid of the one on your eyes, you can't get rid of the one on your soul.
Whatever.
Yes.
If you're fine, why are you getting rid of them?
Right?
What?
You're like fine wine. It's
Oh,
okay.
thank you, Mazino.
There you
Thank you
go.
so much.
That's the only one you're receiving for the entire year.
Wow. Wow.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. In any case, we have so many interesting activities lined up for you guys. We can't wait to set the ball rolling for you. My name, of course, is Mazino Appeal.
And I am Winfrey Agbaleshe. You can definitely watch the show live on GOTV channel 27 and on UHF band 49.
Yes, indeed. You can also watch us on the go. If you have the app on your device, all you need to do is download it, whether you're iOS or Android. It's free.
We definitely also have TVC Connect on all social media platforms. So do send in your comments and make sure you use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Now, let's let you know what we have coming up. First up is nutrition, and for the month of March, we will be having Senior Food Systems and Nutrition Specialist Victor Ejiro join us today. Now, today we will be discussing investing in nutrition, health, and its educational benefits.
Yee.
For a musical performance, we have Afro-pop act Abefe joining us with his latest song titled Way. It's that simple.
And finally, talking about relationship goals every couple should have in 2023, we have certified relationship and marriage coach Oluwatobi Aremo joining us later on.
And welcome, Wednesday edition here, a March edition here for Wake Up Nigeria.
Happy New Month, guys.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Thank you
Like
very
they
much.
always said, this is our month of marching forward.
Well, that's a nice way to put it. And it was Granddad. It was introduced with a tropical rainfall from last night. It wasn't tropical, but it was weird because I wasn't expecting rain, and then it started to rain. I had headphones on while it was doing that, and we had laundry out on the lines, so I had to go out in the middle of the night just to get them out, and that's how I started my march. I'm hoping that it was torrential rainfall of blessings.
Yes, I'm hoping that it is, because when you speak it, you believe it, you manifest it.
Amen, sister.
Yes, darling.
What blessings that? Why are you looking at me funny? Or you
Let's comprehend
can you see
what's
my
going on.
fine lines?
Don't be rude, Mazino.
No.
Don't be rude.
It's a good thing. Like I like to say, I've enjoyed my life. And wait. It sounds like it's something an old person will say, yeah? I know. But in any case, we also want to mention the fact that we woke up to the news of the announcement of the president-elect. And so after many weeks of plenty that's been happening, we finally have a result and it's out. So we'll be talking plenty about that, especially how it affects us from a micro level. I'm talking family, friends, social micro levels, how people have to now start adjusting to certain preferences, whether it was their way or not. Because a lot happened in these times, you know, how we can live and also be a part of the process that goes on from now on. Look forward to that one. But what was your, waking up to, what?
Waking up this morning?
Yeah, how was that? What, the announcement and everything?
Oh, okay. Well, it was until I got to the office. Well, to be honest, we've been monitoring the results. And, of course, my husband, shout out to him, right?
He's been working hard all week.
Oh, I mean, the guy has not slept a wink. So I'm hoping that he can catch some sleep eventually. But, hey, I mean, we've been monitoring the elections, the results from all states coming in. And, well,
wasn't a surprise to you?
Happened. No, to be honest, it wasn't. It isn't, actually. And, yeah, congratulations to the president-elect.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how did you wake up this morning?
Where I wake up every morning. Fabulous.
Well, hey, it's going to be a grand show here, and especially if you chose to join us at crack of dawn for 7 a.m., we're glad that you guys did. And you're welcome. Let's begin on Wednesday. Let's begin March with the news. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, has said that whoever wins the presidential election should rally all parties to work together. While speaking on our Decision 2023 live program, Mr. Fayose said former President Olusegun Obasanjo has no moral rights to condemn the electoral process. The former governor of Ekiti State also mentioned that the People's Democratic Party is in shambles at the federal level, and any protests that emanates is sponsored by the party, adding that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, shouldn't mar his character by aligning with the PDP. Ayodele Fayose concluded by commending the presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, as a leader who has raised many people.
Jojo is doing like this. My mom is 83. My mom, every human being, when you are aging, you will be aging everywhere. Lot is Obasanjo too is aging. Sometimes when Obasanjo take things, speaks, we should not take him. He's a good man. He was a good man as president. Don't let us just consider those things as serious. Old people, they just talk. Sometimes, how or not, will an election be less than 24 hours? You are reading paper. To tell you what, if I were Obasanjo, I would be at home. I would just be playing with my great-grandchildren. I wouldn't be doing all this. Don't you see the Buhari people now? They don't even mind him. They talk to him anyhow. They just ignore him. That's what they do. And you see me, I hardly want to talk about Buhari again. His time is going. Some people say he will kill me within the 8 years. My brother, but as soon as they announce the next president, Buhari becomes lame dog. He's very close to Daura now. Very close home. He's only enjoying that flight, that aircraft. In the month of November, I sent a tweet. I said, please, it is not too late to mend fences. Let us do something. Let Fayose get out. I've gotten out. They too are out. Those who reject wise counsel will face a tomorrow like this. Did they make effort to reconcile with Obi before today? Today now they are looking for Obi to make sure. Obi is the clean man. Obi should not allow them to come and stay in him. They should not. Obi is wearing white. Nigerians are talking Obi now.
Very interesting session from last night. Now, meanwhile, the federal government is now cautioning the former president against truncating the 2023 general elections with what it describes as his inciting, self-serving and provocative letter on the election. In a statement, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says what the former president framed as an appeal for caution and rectification is nothing but a calculated attempt to undermine the electoral process and a willful incitement to violence. The Minister for Information says, as an elder statesman, Mr. Obasanjo should be found making statements to calm the polity and ensure peace instead of heating up the polity. Mr. Lai Mohammed added that anyone who is aggrieved must follow the stipulated legal process for tackling electoral disputes instead of making threats or inflamed comments. Now, in Benue State, Governor Samuel Ortom has commended the people of the state for the peaceful conduct of the February 25th, 2023 presidential and National Assembly elections. The governor gave this commendation in a statement through his special advisor, media and publicity, Teva Akase. The governor commended the resilience of those who were able to vote during the elections despite the current economic situation in the country. Governor Autumn thanked the People's Democratic Party in the state for its support and gives assurance that he will continue to provide leadership to unite the party and strengthen the family bond among members ahead of the March 11 governorship and state assembly elections. The governor urged the people of the state to remain calm, law-abiding, and peaceful. Now, former President Goodluck Jonathan on Tuesday led representatives of the ECOWAS election monitoring team to visit presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Goodluck Jonathan came with former President of Ghana, John Mahama, during the visit in Abuja. And that's it for the news and in the sports here to begin a Wednesday edition for Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay tuned, we've got more coming your way.
Thanks for staying with us. Now that we've got your fitness on, let's go through the front pages of the newspaper. Making the headlines on the newspapers this morning, 1st of March 2023. We'll be starting with The Punch, making the headlines. Tinubu in clear lead. APC candidate files suit to stop INEC. Orders from halting collation. INEC insists election credible, tells parties to seek legal redress. And on the top of the rider here, we have Obasanjo partisan trying to truncate democracy, says federal government. And at the top of the paper here, polls. Fuel hits 300 naira per litre as marketers halt loading. And 76% of CBN anchor borrowers yet to repay loans. Opera as candidates reject National Assembly poll results. And that's all we can take on The Punch. Let's move on to The Nation. Making the headlines here, we have Tinubu is president-elect. INEC declares APC candidates winner with 8,794,726 votes to get certificate of return at 3 p.m. Still on The Nation, the top of the paper here, 10th Senate, APC wins 51 states, and PDP 27, Labour Party 5, SDP 2, YPP 1, NNPP 1. And polls, cancellation call. Federal government, eminent Nigerians lambast Obasanjo. And that's it on The Nation. Let's move over to the Daily Trust newspaper. Making the headlines here, we have Tinubu is president-elect, receives certificate of return today, extends olive branch to Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso. PDP LP reject results, demand Yakubu's resignation, INEC kicks. And West African elders and CIA sue for peace. And let's see at the top of the paper here, on election violence. House leader Doguwa arrested at Kano Airport. Uneasy calm as new CBN rule on seats bank chiefs. 4 days after elections, airlines reduce flights by 60%. And let's see what's making the stories at the bottom of the paper here. APC maintains majority in Senate with 49 seats. And protesters clash at Election Results Collation Center in Abuja. And yeah, there's still more stories there. Fire guts Lagos Blue Rail Station. And here is more of how the results, the election results went. And that's it. That's all we can take on the front pages this morning. There's still more to come on the show, people. Stay with us.
They're still arguing. Yes, these two have been at it over the elections and everything.
Yeah, what a nice way to focus on us.
Yeah, but
you know, because I know you've had your own fair share.
I'm a very neutral person, but that's exactly what we're talking about here.
Yeah, we
now
have.
that it's all over.
There's nothing neutral, but just know there's nothing
Even
neutral.
my color is neutral.
Yes.
But in any case, so we've got the announcements from the INEC, and the president-elect has been announced and all. So over the course of the past 3 weeks, there have been so many different varying opinion, preferences, choices by people, and this has affected even up into the micro level of societies, family members, friends. I remember being out on Friday and a conversation arose, and my friend, a childhood friend,
You
whom
were
I've
out
known
on
since I
Friday.
was, yes, I have friends.
No, I said you were out on Friday.
Yes, I was out on Friday. A childhood friend whom I've known since I was 3 years old, for the first time spoke to me in a way that I did not believe
See?
because of his preference of political party and everything. I'm a neutral guy, by the way, and I'm like, oi, careful, I'm the one buying this drink, and you're yelling at me like this. So now that it's all over and our differences have been expressed from through the week and everything, finally there is a choice which might not go with people's preference or might be your very preference. How do we start reconciling from on a social level or a family level every difference that we've had from over the course of the past many weeks?
Okay, I remember seeing a post where someone was like, hey, how are you doing? The next question was, what state are you from? The person said Ekiti, and the next one was blocked. So I remember having a conversation with my husband because we were actually watching following everything online and on TV, and then I was like, yeah, no food for you. What is
Well, you guys
next?
had different.
Not necessarily. We're just messing around and all of that. We're literally just following it from very, I don't know, would I say neutral point? Not necessarily, but at the same time, I think, yeah, at this period, right? I feel like you just give people graces because you don't know what is doing anybody.
Everybody.
Do you understand? Different things we're doing. So like when you just see people misbehaving or acting out, I'm just like, it's fine, it's okay. So something that got to me was I spoke to a friend of mine yesterday, and she actually had to go to the hospital because her BP actually went up.
Oh, really? Wow.
Is that bad?
Are you
Actually felt
serious?
sick, yeah.
And
so
all
I'm
this
like,
impact from
from the elections.
Are you kidding?
I'm like, yeah. So like she has to turn off her phone from now till like the end of the week.
Wow.
She's literally. I'm like, see, please, just try to detach yourself
Okay, so
emotionally.
yeah, talking
from-
about
from all of
emotional
that.
attachments to these things, my sibling and his girlfriend came over the weekend, right? And the conversation ensued, right? Because they wanted me, because they wanted me to say something. And then I told the girlfriend is so passionate. She is, she follows everything on, social media, and she puts it up on her
Has
status.
a very, very loud
Do you
opinion.
understand? She's very opinionated as well. And then I told her, baby girl, see, she's like, I really wish I could be like you. And I said, darling,
You've gone there.
yeah,
You've been there.
I've been there, done that,
Yes.
and I'm like, bye. Never ever emotionally and mentally
Yeah.
attach yourself to
Overly
some of these
invest.
things.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
then again, people should respect people's opinion,
Yeah, sure.
whether they're differing
Very true.
opinions
Yes.
or not.
Yes.
I saw
Yes.
so many comments yesterday on social media, and it was amazing. I'm like, guys, let's not forget that we are supposed to love one another. That it should be the foundation or the basis for even humanity in the first place. Not
Yeah.
all of these differing opinions and whether who's going to be president, who's not going to be president. That's not important right now. We have a leader.
important.
Let's respect it. Let's pray for the unity of the country,
True.
which is very important.
Yes. Yes.
From these micro levels, whether friendships or families, I think we can all work together to be absolutely one.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts from. So differing on opinion, whether it was from the past, right now is the time to actually work together and be a family, be
Yeah.
Exactly.
a social unit, be a country. The only grouse I have is that the announcement should have been given to Ebuka so that he will tension us small before we have it. But in any case, that was a submission by one of our crew guys in here. Thank you very much, Imagination, because your posts, they kept me alive all through the situation. I think you should do more. In fact, I'm going to announce your social media handle so people can see all your very fun comedic comments. Do stay tuned. We've got more here for you inside of Wake Up Nigeria for Wednesday edition with this fine, beautiful ladies. We'll be back.
Hello once again and welcome right here into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen at the start of a brand new month, and we have with us a brand new chef. Hi chef, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, so we have Daniel Oshibanjo
Yes.
with us right here.
Yes.
His brand name is actually McDaniels.
Yes,
Tell
McDonald's
me
Foods.
why. I have an idea why, but just tell me why.
All right. First of all,
Are you trying to do something? Obviously you were.
all right. First of all, I'm very much more familiar with McDonald's Foods in US.
Okay.
It has been an inspiration to me starting up. So when I learned my cooking from my grandma, I wanted to blend with an international kind of something.
I now
You
use
get-
their colors as they catch you. I'll not be there. Okay, so now tell me what exactly we're making today.
All right. Today we'll be having our goi and agege bread. It has been a very popular food in the street of Lagos.
Yes, of
and that's what we're going to be doing today.
It also is, if you think about it, it's also inspired by McDonald's.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
This is local burger. I'd like to call it. So now tell me the ingredients we'll be needing for our agege bread and
Okay.
ewa going.
All right, for the ewa going sauce, we have the ewa going sauce right here. We have
Okay.
the onions.
No, let's backtrack. Ewa going sauce right here. What is this made of? Because this
Okay.
looks very strange.
Okay, it's actually blended with chili pepper and
Okay.
tatashe.
Okay.
So when you blend it together, you can have this.
That's what you get, chili pepper and tatashe.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all pepper.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Without this, we can have the ewa going sauce.
Okay. So
So the onions, we have the salt, we have the oil. The oil we use to fry the fish. Then we
Yeah.
have our palm oil and we have our Maggi.
Okay. So the fish, of course, is a side
Yeah.
on it and all of that. Okay. So now tell me, what do we have in that pot?
Yes, so right here is our ewagoyi. This will be the ewagoyi that will be mixed together and mashed. The essence of matching it is to make sure it comes out with this original kind of ewagoyi. Because without matching it together, you just have the usual
Okay,
beans.
so now run me through the process, right? I know, fine. So we have our beans there.
Yeah, on
in
fire.
the pots.
Yes.
So what else do we have in that pot? Just beans,
Just
water?
the beans and salt and water.
And water. Okay, so we allow that to boil.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then after we do that, what do we do next?
Once I'm done with the cooking, then I have to match it together.
We have to mash. So once the beans is done, we mash it together.
Yeah, yeah.
So can we see what's inside the pot?
Yes, of course, of
So
course.
open it?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay,
almost
so that's the
getting,
beans.
yeah, it's almost getting done.
What is, so it's just beans, salt, and water.
yes, exactly.
Right? And this is honey beans, because I
Yes,
asked
they
you.
were alone, yeah.
And I noticed, is it particular that we use that particular type of
Yes,
beans?
yes. The essence of making use of this is to make it faster.
Okay.
We could make use of any other beans, but making use of this gives us that original ewagoing taste.
Well, because I know honey beans also gets tender.
Yes,
really
yes,
quickly,
easy, yeah.
And all of that. Okay, great. So after we mash together, what do we do next?
Then we move to ewagoing sauce.
Okay.
And stew, rather. So when all these things are blended together, I'll show you the process, the first, the second, the third. When all these things are mixed together, we have the ewagoing sauce.
So how do we mix it?
All right, the first thing we have on fire,
Yes.
that's after putting a pot. Then we have our palm oil.
Okay.
We allow our palm oil to stew for some minutes. Then we pour our onions.
Okay.
So once the onions, the essence of the onions is to give it that flavor.
Okay.
Because without that flavor, the ewagoing sauce will not be able to come up, properly.
Yeah, nicely. Mhm.
So we'll put the ewagoing and the onions next. Then we can pour our ewagoing sauce.
Mixed together. So now,
Yes.
did you make this from scratch, or did you get this from somewhere?
No, I did it.
You made it from
Yes,
scratch?
yes, because we have a cafeteria where we cook every day.
Right, okay.
So we have to make this for a week.
Okay.
So instead of going to the market regularly, we just have to blend
this
this.
already
Yes.
pre-made and all of that.
Yeah.
So after we have our oil in our pot, we have our onions.
Yes.
The onions fries for a bit, then
Yes.
we use our
Exactly.
sauce. So after that, what happens? We
So after that, in the process of allowing it to cook, we can then pour our our salt,
Salt.
and our Maggi.
and our Maggi to give it some taste. Okay.
Yes.
So on that on the side, and our bread, of course, comes in.
Yes.
As a side as well. Or how we save? Are we saving it inside?
No, the essence of the bread. We have different methods. We have
Yeah.
the ewagoing burger. It should be, people slice it into two
Yes.
and, put it right in there.
Yes.
But if you don't want to do that method, you can actually just cut it and have your ewagoing separately to eat together.
So it's together. So which one do you like? Do you like the burger one, or you don't like it on the side?
Those of us on the streets who prefer ewagoing and bread, we like to pick the bread and take it together with the
Use
beans.
it as spoon.
Exactly.
Easier,
So when you
right?
have a Pepsi beside you or
Yeah.
a Coke, then you're good to go.
They are good. Okay. After that, you sleep for 2 days. 2 days straight. All right, amazing. Okay, so we're definitely going to allow you right now to get into cooking all of this.
All
and
right.
of course, we'll definitely be back here to check you once in a while and all of that to see how far you go. This doesn't look like it's going to take any time at all.
No, not at all.
All right, amazing. So we'll definitely be going on a break. And when we come back, so much more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay tuned.
You are welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. It's time for our nutrition segment. And with me on the show this morning is a senior food systems and nutrition specialist, Dr. Victor Ajero. And today we will be talking about investing in nutrition, health, and its educational benefits. You're welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here. Now, talking about investment. When people hear investment, what comes to mind is financial investment. But here we're not focusing on financial investments. We are focusing on overall investments, on how to invest in your nutrition as an individual, as an institution, be it the government or whatever, the society at large. So first off, let's break it down from the individual. perspective, how can an individual invest in their nutrition and their health?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, when we say investment, it means that you have to put in some resources. You need to put in some time. You need to give it some attention.
Not exactly money.
Well, money is going to be part of that.
Right.
Yeah, but it's broadly about a range of resources
Okay.
that you as an individual need to put into your health and your nutrition so that you are functional, you're productive, you are effective, and all that. And it's also about what you do for yourself as an individual, and what you do for members of your family, and what you do for your children. And that's that ecosystem around you that leads to the productivity, well-being, prosperity, and functionality that you want to see. But why should you even think of investing
Exactly.
in nutrition? But it's important because nutrition is very basic to life. You have to feed. The body requires nutrients, and they depend on those nutrients to function. And so for you to be able to be productive as a social being, as an economic being, and engage in other aspects of life, you have to really invest in your nutrition, in the kind of food you eat, in the kind of environment you stay, and in the kind of things you do. Okay. And so those are the kind of reasons why you look at, if you invest properly in nutrition, you won't be falling sick. Your health costs, the amount of money you spend on healthcare will be less, and all that.
Yeah,
You'll be able to,
yeah, but significantly, right? Investing in nutrition can be quite expensive, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, both at the individual level and at institutional level, you want to look at the benefit-cost ratio. We always have a lot of priorities. Yeah, but what should we invest on? But there are things that are so essential that you can't, you have to eat daily and you have to eat well. You have to ensure you have the right medical health care that ensures you're healthy. Your environment has to be clean. And you're investing in safety, safe environment, safe foods. Now, if you look at the cost of eating unhealthy food, unsafe food, the diarrhea, the health cost, the loss of time, and the loss of opportunities. So you're going to spend more. But overall, across the world, we've done the kind of benefit-cost ratio and found out that the most cost-effective interventions government, people, individuals can make are nutrition interventions. They're very basic, they're very cheap, and then for every dollar or for every naira you spend, you're going to have sometimes $36 back, you're going to have $45 back, you're going to have over $100 back. So it's not that difficult. And even if you want to look at what you eat and all that, it doesn't need to be expensive for you to be healthy. It's just for you to know the right combination, the right things, and what is available to you in your environment. So
that's very important as well. And accessibility, because I mean, some of these things are sort of necessary, to really, to get the balanced nutrients that our body needs to function. Which sometimes cannot be easily accessible. But hey, let's also talk about government's intervention here, because I mean, we also know how important it is for the government to prioritize, nutrition, health, education. Some of these things I've listed are very basic, and they're very, very, very important to our productivity. So now let's talk about how the government can prioritize, or what is it they're doing and what they can do better.
Yeah, government needs to prioritize, but let me even say why it's so important for government. We're kind of in a knowledge age, in a knowledge economy. And then the people who lead the world and who are going to lead the world are those who have the people healthy, well-nourished, productive, and who have their capacities well developed. And then it starts from our children. It starts from taking care of our mothers. That's where life starts from. And so from conception to down to early childhood and adolescence and to early adulthood, they're all important stages where we need to invest. Now, you can't compete in a global economy that is driven by knowledge. You talk about the Industrial Revolution. when the bulk of your population are handicapped by the biological consequences of malnutrition. And just take it in, when you take it in terms of learning, when children get well nourished, they're more likely to complete school. When children get well nourished, they're more likely to learn. And then when children get well nourished, we found out that it affects wages.
Yeah. And their development as well.
Yeah, people who are well nourished can have more wages, 5 to 50% better wages than those who are less nourished.
Exactly.
And then if you want people to escape from poverty, they need to be nourished. You discover that you have 33% likelihood to escape poverty when you're not stunted or malnourished. And so those are all the kind of benefits you find. And if you look at the gross national product, the broader economy, you know, when you reduce the challenge of malnutrition, you're able to build or grow a GDP between 4 to 11%. So that's why government should invest. But how should government invest? You need to invest in the mother. Maternal nutrition is important. We talk about the first 1,000 days. When you start from the mother, and then the child comes, and then you attend to the child. Exclusive breastfeeding, early initiation, and ensuring that the child has the micronutrients that are important, the vitamin A supplementation, extremely important. And then all the micronutrients, you put micronutrient powders to feed the child.
This is a really broad topic, and I'm sure that we'll somewhat continue this conversation on our social media platforms, because there's so much knowledge here that people need to be aware of, not just the government now, but also individuals, because they also need to know that the government needs to support, you know, their rights to some of these, you know, things, basic amenities. Thank you so much, Dr. Victor, for being here. And of course, like I said earlier, the conversation will continue on social media.
All right, thank you very much.
And next week, of course, I
appreciate it.
All right. And still on nutrition, talking about still investing, let's see what's, you know, cooking in the kitchen with the chef, Edwin Frey.
Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Wake Up Nigeria Kitchen. I'm still here with Chef Daniel, and we're making ewa going, agege bread, and fried fish. I mean, that's a really heavy one. Now, is there any nutritional value here? Let me put you on the spot.
Okay.
We are bringing ewa going and bread to our studio. So what is the nutritional value? Do you have any idea?
Okay, so my best knowledge, we all know that beans is proteinous.
Is it?
Yeah, I think
Beans was
so.
when I was growing up. Is this the proteinous today? Yeah.
So we also have our fish,
Yes.
which gives us strength, I believe. So with our bread, I think one of the reasons why we have this ewa going and salt and bread is that for some of us who do
Manual labor.
no, I'm a chef now.
Okay.
All right. I mean, for a lot of us,
Yeah.
who like to eat just once and then by evening, when we have this ewa going and bread in the morning,
I mean,
we just keep taking water.
Day, right? You just drink water for the rest of the day. But then again, speaking about manual labor, as cooking is manual labor. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, you're right.
By the time you go to the market, you carry a basket of tomato, pepper,
can imagine.
blend. This is manual
I was
labor.
supposed to come with plantain today.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the market was already closed by the time I got in there.
So you see that. You see that. Plantain now is expensive this period.
Yes,
I have
it
no
is.
idea why. I mean,
It
I bought
is.
some the other day and it was really, really tiny. Anyways, so now tell me, how far are we gone? What have we done now?
All right, so we have our beans, which
Still
is almost
boiling?
done. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have our ewa going. I just added the palm oil, I added the onions,
Let's see what's happening in that pot.
and also,
Okay.
so it's close to getting done. I just have to allow it.
So our oil, our onion,
Yeah,
and then
and the palm
the
oil.
ewa going sauce, right?
Yes, they're all in there. Yeah.
Okay. So how exactly did you blend this pepper? I need to know because it's looking very dry.
Okay.
So yeah.
We have a manual machine
Okay.
that we use with our hand, just like a grater.
So the one we used to blend, no, is that it?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay,
Something
okay,
similar to that.
okay,
So when we blend that, we extract, the water
Yes.
with a sieve.
Yes.
So that gives us this very dry.
Dry
Yes,
paste.
yes.
Because I noticed because I'm like, okay, how was it? Was it dry pepper we used, but it was fresh pepper, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, okay, and it
Exactly.
gave us that. It's amazing. Okay. And our beans is still there.
Yes.
It's going to be ready to be mashed. So are we going to be draining the water?
No, the
or are we
water will
going to
get
leave-
dry with it.
Also, we'll allow the water to
Yes.
go into it. So it's like super soft and then we mash it
Exactly,
all together.
exactly.
Okay, amazing, amazing. Let's talk about how, just really briefly,
All right.
how you started cooking. How did you get to love cooking?
First of all, I always like to travel to my grandma's place whenever I'm on holiday. And most times when I visit, I always see my mom, my grandma cooking. All right, most likely with other villagers. People always come down to Jebu, you know. So most times I actually prefer.
Does she own a restaurant as well?
No.
Okay.
No. Most times people visit her, and you always meet her cooking. You always meet her in the kitchen. I was always a very small boy who prefer to eat than to cook.
But then look at you now.
Exactly,
Anyway, we'll take more of that story
right.
after when we get back to you. But then again, right about now, it's the top of the hour, and we have to definitely take a break right now and then start all over again. Do stay tuned. So much more to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria. 8 a.m. or is it? Check that.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly 8 a.m. I would definitely know that by now your day has fully begun, right?
If it hasn't begun, I mean, 8 o'clock already, you should be in the office. It's no longer Tuesday or Monday from what, everybody was like staying back.
Yeah.
Get out there, get to work, please. For us, our day started really early. In fact, it started since yesterday when we had to put all of this together just for you guys.
Actually.
You're welcome to that edition that we prepared for you, the second hour here for Wednesday.
Definitely, and we already did. Now, welcome to the second hour of our special Wednesday edition. Right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
I remember Wednesday used to have you ladies all in the place, and today you guys forgot to mention the fact that Mazina
I guess you're used to you, so it's fine.
Hey!
You're being one of them.
I broke it. I broke
No,
the
you actually
ladies. I broke into their circle of friends.
What are you breaking? I mean, please, what's happening in the kitchen?
And then what's happening in there? I see some
Yeah.
fish and everything happening.
It's an expression for me.
Oh, guys,
What's your own
I broke. What did you break? Guys, well done. I mean, this guy's been really hard at work. He even has his own special ewa going spice.
Exactly.
Wow.
Wow, only you won. Well, so yeah, we're going cooking our ewa. Sorry,
Yes.
he's cooking. Ooh, that looks good. That looks good. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Alrighty.
I'm not sure about this chef, whether he's a chef or a social media influencer, because the guy has been on Instagram since. The guy's live with
He's
Instagram.
got to promote his brand. He's got to let his
yeah.
customers and followers and fans know that, hey,
now.
I'm
McDaniel
on
is
the
happy
live
right
show.
here.
I'm on the best breakfast television show
Exactly.
in Nigeria.
MM is talking to his Instagram followers.
That's funny.
In any case, we have exactly 45 minutes to go here for the show. So, hey, we've got loads of fun for you guys. My name is Mazino Peel.
And I am Winfrey Agboleshe. Make sure you watch us from anywhere you're watching us from right now, right? Do we
Yes,
need to?
indeed,
Okay,
yeah.
just in case, right? GOTV channel 27 and USM band 49.
And by the way, you can also see us on the go if you have a device, and you can download the app on there. TVC app is for free on iOS and also on the Android app.
Yes, of course, we're also at TVC Connect on all social media platforms. So do send in your comments using the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Of course, as we like to do here, some musical performance. We definitely have Afropop act Abefe joining us with his latest song titled Way. Which way?
And finally, to talk about relationship goals every couple should have in 2023. If you don't know by now, well, we're going to help you guys out. We have certified relationship and marriage coach Oluwatobi Aremo joining us for that conversation.
Goals.
Yeah, relationship ones. As we leave the month of love, like people call it, into the month of March, I think relationship goals is something people always think that you have to have when you're dating a person, and people forget that when you're married is the best time to actually have those goals. Because things get boring then. What do you do to spice things up?
Because I always said, relationship, you're not in a relationship until you're married.
True.
Yeah,
agree.
so all that, Kini Abeg.
Winfrey,
I actually disagree with that.
oh,
Because it's
I would like to hear your submission.
I totally disagree with that because I believe everything starts from somewhere. And of course, you have to be in a relationship before you know you want to marry the person.
That's why we have
And
a lot
some
of heartbroken,
relationships
depressed,
with some
suicidal people.
forget all that. So they're even more in marriage, no? You want to design.
No, what I'm saying is, what I mean is, there are a lot of people that have this, impression that relationship has to lead to marriage. And then when it doesn't, eventually, they are left heartbroken, depressed. Oh my God.
No,
blah,
now,
blah,
not
blah. And
every
then some people
relationship
do not,
leads to marriage, or
believe
is
in
meant to.
love anymore. They just, go out and
In
go out and-
in my
When
experience,
you marry, you will believe and not believe in love. That's just the truth.
in my experience, I think it's very different, a relationship and a marriage. They're two totally different affairs. Marriage is something that, in a relationship, you can't go without saying, oh, I love you. You need that validation all the time, I love you, I love you. But in
Depends
a
on the type of
marriage,
relationship
in
you're
a
in,
marriage, I
but-
find that you actually don't have to.
Exactly.
You mustn't.
It's
if you do, there's a
important.
problem.
You get-
If you get, I love
you
you,
do,
I
there's a
love you, I
problem.
love you. There's a problem. Because you don't need to, because it shows. in your reaction? For a minute there, I thought you were married, because that would be a me and Mary move.
I know.
You see, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
In a marriage,
It's in the things that you do.
It's in the things
It's
that
in
you
your
do.
everyday life. You know something? Okay, so this morning, I was about to go off for my
Give
husband.
Mazino a
Right.
room. Please.
I was about to go
Thank
for my
you.
husband about something that he did. You get, because I'm like, oh, that he did check up for me, and I know that the poor man has been on air, on live
exactly.
TV. You understand? I'm like that. I wasn't. You didn't even find out how I got to the office. Yada yada yada. Driver didn't come, and then I'm like, not
you
necessary.
not provide the
at
car
all.
and the driver.
That you are beginning to have sense does not mean that.
You understand?
No, that you are beginning to have sense, does not mean.
You are here.
No.
If you are not here, I'll fight for you. But you are here.
No.
Carry your fight.
I'll answer with her later on. I don't need to. I'm just
No.
letting you know that, when you get married, there are just certain things that are not
To
important
be honest,
anymore.
as much as I
Just,
understand what you guys are saying, I believe
it.
there are different situations for different people, right? Not all marriages are the same, not all relationships are the same. I do understand that finding a relationship, there's a need to water it consistently.
Yeah.
But the truth, whether you like it or not, it depends. That's where love languages come in, right?
Yeah.
To you might not necessarily need to say it, but to the other person, they need to hear it. So you need to literally create a balance,
That's
right?
why
Showing there's act of love,
Yeah.
there's still words of
See,
affirmation.
you see that act of
very,
love?
very
That's why my
important.
wife is going to be on vacation very soon. That's the act.
Of the love.
Of the love.
Thank you.
Yes,
And sometimes I don't even
she
need the
said that one.
affirmation. Just keep showing
Exactly,
the
because your
love.
own is material things. It's
Wait,
not-
so
Yeah.
you guys
Just
are
give her gifts,
sorry,
sister.
we have a relationship segment. Can we not do this now? Can we already let that happen when it happens in any place? We've got more coming your way in for Wake Up Nigeria here. Just stick around and we'll be right back. Welcome, second hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. We begin with the news. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, has said that whoever wins the presidential election should rally all parties to work together. While speaking on our Decision 2023 live program, Mr. Fayose said former President Olusegun Obasanjo has no moral right to condemn the electoral process. The former governor of Ekiti State also mentioned that the People's Democratic Party is in shambles at the federal level, and any protest that emanates is sponsored by the party, adding that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, shouldn't mar his character by aligning with the PDP.
Let me call it openly, without apologies, commend Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Let me commend him publicly. Some have said I'm in APC. I don't care. I can be anywhere. But in the instance case, I've said it severally. I didn't hide it since when I was in office. Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu raised so many Yoruba people. I don't want to talk about other regions. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed provided a cover for so many. And he was so betrayed too. That's another story. But do we cut his head? Is it an option to cut his head off? No. I am not a member of his party. But I shall continue to appreciate him because most people are not with Awolowo, but they continue to appreciate the little Awolowo left for us. You understand? He has paid his dues. If it's in God's will that he will be president of Nigeria, during the primaries, I wrote a letter to him just before the primaries. I told him, don't allow them to kill you. I wrote a letter to him. And I'm telling you again, if it's in God's will that he will be president of Nigeria, nothing shall stop it.
Ayodele Fayose concluded by commending the presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, as a leader who has raised many people. Meanwhile, the federal government is now cautioning the former president against truncating the 2023 general elections with what it described as his inciting, self-serving and provocative letter on the election. In a statement, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says what the former president framed as an appeal for caution and rectification is nothing but a calculated attempt to undermine the electoral process and a willful incitement to violence. The Minister for Information says, as an elder statesman, Mr. Obasanjo should be found making statements to calm the polity and ensure peace instead of heating up the polity. Mr. Lai Mohammed added that anyone who is aggrieved must follow the stipulated legal process for tackling electoral disputes instead of making threats or inflamed comments. Now, in Benue State, Governor Samuel Otom has commended the people of the state for the peaceful conduct of the February 25th, 2023 presidential and National Assembly elections. The governor gave this commendation in a statement through his special advisor, media and publicity, Teva Akase. The governor commended the resilience of those who were able to vote during the elections, despite the current economic situation in the country. Governor Otom thanked the People's Democratic Party in the state for its support and gave assurance that he will continue to provide leadership to unite the party and strengthen the family bond among members ahead of the March 11 governorship and state assembly elections. The governor urged the people of the state to remain calm, law-abiding, and peaceful. Now, former President Goodluck Jonathan on Tuesday led representatives of the ECOWAS election monitoring team to visit presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Goodluck Jonathan came with former President of Ghana, John Mahama, during the visit in Abuja. And indeed, that's it for the news here for Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay tuned. We've got, well, less than 45 minutes to go. Great show left for you.
Okay, welcome back right here. We're in the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, and our ewa going bread and fried fish is on the way. So tell me, Chef Daniel, where are we?
All right, we're currently frying the fish.
Okay.
And once the fish is done, just take it away from the fire.
Okay.
And our going is ready.
Can we see it? Yeah, we like evidence. Show us the evidence.
Yes, we
so
can.
So here, we already mashed it up,
yeah,
right?
It's mashed already.
Okay. Is it still on fire? Is it off?
No, it's off already.
So it's ready?
Yeah.
Did we put anything else? Did we put any seasoning here or anything?
No, not at all.
Just the salt we used to boil it initially, and we mashed that. Okay, so let's see our evagan as well.
It's just close to getting done.
And it's still on. It's still on.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and our fish is almost ready. So we're almost good. So it's also a very quick breakfast to actually have in the morning. Okay, aside the beans part, maybe you cook your beans a night before. But then again, if you're cooking it in small quantities, it shouldn't take so much time. Yeah. Right. So now, how long does it take the pepper to cook?
We're looking at 30 minutes maximum.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Really?
20 to 30 minutes maximum.
Why does it take so long?
Because you have to allow the ewa-going sauce to steam together with the palm oil.
With the palm oil and everything. Yes, it's definitely giving that ewa-going smell.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I wanted to ask, right? So the pepper blend or the pepper mix, do you usually sell it? Do you actually make the package and sell? Or you just make it when you want to cook? No,
it's for our business consumption.
Yeah, so it's solely for your business.
Yeah, we have other brands who sell it. I think it's 2,500.
Okay.
But because it's easier for us to make, we make them in bundle.
You make it, don't you think? I don't give you a business idea. You can
okay,
package it.
Right.
People like us now, we don't want to be grinding this thing. Yeah, people are screaming also that they want a guacamole sauce. So please make a package for us and sell to us.
All right.
All right. I mean, everything is coming together nicely. And of course, we have our Titus fish. Do you have any tip you have? Jesus Christ, please.
Be careful.
Keep the oil away from me. Do you have any tip you have for frying fish?
Any tip?
Yeah, for frying fish. So people say let the oil be super hot. So people say
okay,
when the oil is not too hot, so it doesn't stick to the pot. Do you have any particular?
Actually, like you can see, if I allowed it to get more steam, it could affect the sprinkling of the oil. So in most cases, when I see the level of the oil, which is the vegetable oil, then I put my fish.
Okay.
In the process of getting it done, I can always change and allow it to steam together.
Okay.
Why some people, they'll prefer to parboil the fish.
The fish before
then after that, they fry.
Why? Is there any effect it does? Suppose because of scattering?
Yeah, actually, because as you can see this now, I have to be very careful,
okay.
in taking it away from a
so
particular location.
Yeah. Fish is very delicate.
Exactly.
And may I say this, frying fish is actually hazardous.
You said?
Frying fish is hazardous.
Really?
Yes, it is.
All right.
It is, because if I should burn on you, now what will you say happen?
That's why we have hazard control.
Right, hazard control. Okay, so I mean, our food is definitely coming together really nicely. By the time we come back into the kitchen, we'll be all served out. But right now, we have birthday shout-outs, and MM is standing by.
And you're welcome for a very interesting last guest here today, our relationship guest here today. We're talking about relationship goals every couple should have for 2023. We have certified relationship and marriage coach Oluwatobi Aremo here with us. You are welcome, Aremo.
Thank you for having me.
Aremo, not Aremu.
No, it's Aremo with
What's
an O.
Aremo.
Yeah, Aremo implies heir to the throne.
Oh, and Aremu?
Aremo, from what I heard, is more like is more used by chiefs. Aremo is used by kings.
Oh, okay. So, yes, I see what you're doing. Aremu, good to have you here on the show.
Same here.
So we're talking relationship goals for 2023.
Yeah.
It's 1st of March. Isn't it too late already if you haven't gotten your relationship goals in the duck row?
Well, it's better late than never. Okay. March is like you are still in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can still get things right.
I guess we can.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation. I don't know if you heard the conversation we were having about goals inside of marriages and the fact that marriages are actually relationships.
Okay.
And where those goals matter most. Is it inside or outside the marriage, before the marriage, or inside of the marriage? Just on the side.
Okay. Well, I think that because relationship is a journey into marriage, it's very important that it exists in the relationship before marriage and then continues in marriage. Because if the goals do not even exist in the relationship, how are you sure you're going to get to marriage?
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a good way to put it. But let's talk about these goals for 2023.
All right.
What are they?
Okay, so considering for Nigeria, considering how things have been since January up till now, one of the key things that couples must, one goal that they must consciously put in place is a just us goal. Okay, just us goal implies that they must take time to spend time with themselves. It's easy to get carried away by the conversations of the things going around in the country, of your work and job, especially for the married people. It's easy to get into the routine of things, such that you don't even have conversations about yourself. So just us goal means that you consciously choose time that you spend together. We talk about us. It's just us. Whether they're children or not is not even a factor. Just you and I as bae and boo, husband and wife, just us.
When you say talk about just us, are we talking about instances or maybe happenings from the past that we might have grievances still or acrimony about, or just what are we talking about?
Okay, so for just, we're just talking about, so how are you doing? Okay, now this is connected to another goal that is more like an evaluation goal. That is the problem that couples have, where we check up on our relationship. How are we doing? Asking questions like, have I been loving to you? Because sometimes you think you are loving someone, but they don't think you are.
Yeah.
Because you are obviously doing something that works for you.
Language might be different.
Yes. So, so you need to ask, do you feel loved by me? So far, do you think I've loved you? Have I been helpful to you? Are there things you want me to do better going forward? So these are conversations that should have during justice. And then even for justice, sometimes it's not even conversations, it's just us taking time to play, to just have fun together, as it is so.
Yeah, well, that's a very interesting input there. But however, it might have a cultural kink somewhere. And I say that to say this: it's very difficult for most Nigerians to actually express themselves, especially with their partners. The routine of being together for so long into marriage and everything, couples start to erode that physicality. That physicality between couples start to erode.
True.
And sometimes they even find it hard to even kiss. True. I heard this, so it's not from experience. I kiss my wife every day. But that's the thing that happens. So how can they start to mend this unfortunate erosion?
Nice. So that's what I'll go to the second goal, which will be a vulnerability goal.
What'd you say again?
Vulnerability goal.
Vulnerability.
Now, people need to consciously choose to be vulnerable with their partners. It's not something that you do one-off. It's especially for men. It's important that they are consciously choosing to be vulnerable with their partners. And that means that even though I know that if I tell this babe that I love her too much, it might get into her head. Allow it to get to her head.
You sure?
That's supposed to be that's...
At this point, I would like to call on our director, Mr. Olamide. Are you there, Olamide? Now, we had a conversation which was brought on by our director for the Black Table on our Friday shows. It airs on Friday nights at 11 p.m.
Okay.
And the submission was from one of our respondents was that never ever in your life cry in front of your wife. He asked us around the table, if you've cried in front of your wife, I said yes. Do I regret it? The truth is I do. But you're here telling me that I should be vulnerable. Does that mean I'm allowed to cry?
Yes, you are allowed.
Hey!
Yes, you are allowed to cry. Yes, I have.
Have you cried in front of your wife?
Here. Yes, I have.
Where is she?
She's somewhere there. Okay. Yes, I have. And
Are you hearing this? Can you hear this?
You know,
he has to be on our show on Friday night, by the way.
You know, the thing is, the issue is not that. So you may regret it. It didn't mean that what you did was wrong. It just meant that the situation around it could have been managed differently.
Okay.
that is the thing. So sometimes, because something goes wrong, didn't mean we didn't put in the right thing. It just meant that how we did it, or the situation that happened in, didn't require some other things to have added to it.
This is what I thought, yeah. I thought that for men should be left as men. We don't need to soften men.
Who said men should do?
We don't need
Who
to
said
soften men.
vulnerability is not
See how I took
part
my
of being,
stance and I sat down?
it's not part of being a man. You know, it's like how you want to give a hug. If I want to give you a hug now, you're going to spread your hands out. Now, when a man is not vulnerable and the woman is vulnerable, that is like hugging someone doing like this.
Okay.
That's not a hug.
Okay.
For hug to work, I'll spread
Both
my hands
people
out.
have to
You have to
embrace.
spread. So there's opening up our heart, opening our hearts up. There's a possibility of being hurt. That's why it's called vulnerability.
Okay.
And we must be vulnerable, especially for men. Like I said, I repeat that you must learn, because if not, you just find out that you are keeping stuff to yourself. Things that you should have shared, because why do you have a life partner that I can't share my deepest pains with, and I can't express those emotions that come with it with? So vulnerability, I believe, is very important,
Wow, okay.
and it's a goal that we should have in 2023.
You just bought yourself a ticket to our Black Table discussions,
That's
and we're going to be
interesting.
inviting you over because you have to defend this on the table of men.
I don't mind.
But what other goals do we have for 2020?
Okay, so when there's vulnerability, some things would happen, and that so perfection goals and that goal. Now, perfection goal is more like reverse psychology. The idea is that you must realize that your partner is not perfect.
Yeah.
Now, the person you said I do, if you've said I do, or the person you said yes to, you started a relationship with, the idea you have in your mind is not that person right before you.
Yeah.
And to take years for them to evolve into that person.
Is it right for a partner to think that I'm building that person? Is it right for a partner to think that I have a stake here and I have to engineer you into that perfect person? What are the advantages, disadvantages of that?
So there has to be, there has to be a balance. Okay, you're not exactly a changer. People don't change because you make them change. They change because they see that the change is better than who they are now. So if you are trying to orchestrate situations and force people to change, what you just have is a puppet, where they act like that when you are around them, but there's no real change that has happened, as it were. But when we realize that my partner is not perfect, I allow her or him make the mistakes.
Yeah.
And I don't place the expectation of the person that's supposed to happen in 2030
On him.
on a 2023
That
person.
point, yeah.
So that way, when there are errors, you know that, okay, we can.
Yeah.
And when you realize that you're not perfect, you're able to forgive easily based on realizing that I'm not perfect, so I should be able to forgive this person, and then the same thing happens.
You know, it's very interesting what you just said, and I can remember being a young man. I got married at 33, and boy, I was this very arrogant person. And I remember times when I would have to be a different person with my wife, just so that I could seem humble. And from what you're saying, that point it wasn't real change. But eventually, over the years, I realized that I'm naturally that person who empathizes with people, and so that arrogance has gone.
So you're now you're not acting it anymore.
Now I see the input she had, however, not enforced at that particular time, but only just spread over a period of time. We've gotten here. So in a way, she has engineered me, but without absolutely forcing me.
Yes.
So it's that consciousness, noting that, yes, he will get there. I will let him make his mistakes and give my, maybe cautions or suggestions that builds a partner. And eventually that helps the union.
Yes.
That's brilliant, man. What a practical way to look at this, relationship goals for 2023. It's not too late, like Arimo has said. So make sure that if you're out there and you heard our little discussion here, it's something that you're taking these little goals. They're very important for 2023. It's not late at all. You've got about 9 months to go and even the rest of your lives together. Thank you very much. Are you hungry?
Thank you for having me.
Are you hungry?
Well.
You are? Where we're going?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, what do you mean? You can come over. Let's go get it. Let's go get some.
Hey.
Ladies, we have the king is here. Arimo, not Arimo.
Arimo, yes.
Arimo, yes.
Okay.
There you go.
This looks interesting.
This is where we're going. So yesterday they didn't give me cutlery. You're not going to eat this with cutlery. Eat it like an African man. Okay, I'm joking.
Anyways, welcome
you can have
into
it.
the Work of Nigeria kitchen.
Thank
Here's
you.
a cutlery, don't mind Mazino. And we have Chef Daniel here.
Hi.
He's also been at work making this together from scratch right here in the kitchen. We'd like for you to taste it and tell us exactly what you think about it. First of all, is this one of the things you like to eat?
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Really. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Okay.
That's the era going of life.
Mazino,
What?
one of your goals
Is
on the show this year
Was-
should be vulnerability.
vulnerable.
You should be vulnerable.
Can I have the camera on me?
ladies?
Vulnerability, guys. Vulnerability.
Let's be vulnerable.
I'm being
We want to
vulnerable
see
now.
you crying.
I am
Yeah, please.
see you
Oh,
cry.
please.
Cry
Can
fire.
you, what does it
All right,
taste
well,
like?
how's it tasting?
He's taking another spoon, so I think that's good enough.
The food is entry.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
I think one of the beauty of it is usually the
Sauce, right? And it's there, right? Some point.
Brilliant.
Well done, Chef Daniel. That's a good one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Grand. It's been a fantastic show. I have enjoyed this Wednesday edition. I'm looking forward to the rest of the week, and I hope you out there are as well. We're going to be here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 o'clock. Make sure you catch us. Until then, thank you very
Happy
much.
New Month,
And
people.
then there is that.
Bye.
Goodbye. Catch you guys tomorrow.